What if I told you a tiny West African nation just told a global nuclear giant, "Thanks, but we'll take it from here"? And in the process, they're sitting on a stockpile of uranium worth over $250 million. Yes, this is what Niger, under the revolutionary government of General Oumar Chiani, has done to French nuclear giant Orano. The company now says this has caused a loss of over $270 million. But that is not all. Orano is not just losing the stockpile, more is happening, and it's sending shockwaves from Paris to Tehran. The hook? The French nuclear company has also just lost one of its most important mines, and they are not happy about it. But what can they do? Gone are the days of the Pact of Continuation of Colonization, where France dictated the first right of refusal for all minerals discovered and yet to be discovered in the Sahel. This is a new era, and not only the Sahel, but the entire African continent is set to reclaim what is rightfully theirs that had been misused and abused for decades. Let's dive deep into Orano's troubles. Here's the situation. After the July 26, 2023 military coup, Niger's new government did what many of us would love to do with an old landlord. They changed the locks. They nationalized the massive SOMAIR uranium mine, which was majority owned by the French state-backed company Orano. And here's the kicker. Orano says there are 1,500 metric tons of processed uranium just sitting there in storage. That's enough to power millions of homes, treat countless cancer patients, and with uranium prices on the rise, it's a treasure chest valued at a cool $270 million. The quantity of the uranium stockpile and the justification of treating cancer patients may sound exciting. But here is the irony. All these homes Orano claims would be lit, and cancer patients that would be treated are not in Africa, but in France. Yet the uranium is from Niger. A clear indicator that France feels the pinch of easy loot that used to come from Africa, but no more. For decades, Niger, one of the world's largest producers of uranium, has supplied more than 15% of Orano's uranium stocks, with the SOMAIR uranium mine producing over 70,000 tons of uranium near the city of Arlit since the 1970s. But the closure of the mine and the seizure of the uranium stockpile may only be an issue of concern to Orano as a company. But to the French government and other European countries, that is just the tip of the iceberg. The real issue for European powers is, when Niger seizes the uranium, who does it sell to? Uranium is power, not only for industrial growth and medical fields like cancer treatment, but most dangerously of all, enriched uranium is crucial and essential for the manufacture of nuclear weapons. This brings us to the ticking clock. Who is Niger selling the uranium to, if not France? Sources at the mine say no uranium has been sold yet, but buyers have lined up, including Turkey, Iran, and Russia. At the pace at which the world is moving towards a nuclear arms race, every power is hoping to lay its hands on uranium for enrichment projects. And this is the reason the takeover of the mine by Niger's government and seizure of the stockpile is not only a concern to Orano, but a big concern to France and its European and American allies. Imagine your enemy, in this case Iran and Russia, taking charge of your biggest source of raw material for nuclear weapons at a time the world is racing towards World War III. Russia is already proving disastrous to NATO following the war in Ukraine. Giving it such vast amounts of uranium could only change the balance of power in the nuclear world. Orano is understandably furious. They've launched a major international arbitration case, essentially suing Niger at the World Bank. They've even gotten a court order telling Niger, "Don't you dare touch that uranium." But here's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $270 million question. Will Niger listen? This story is so much bigger than one mine. This isn't just Niger acting alone, this is a regional movement. Look at their neighbors, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, all led by military governments and all following the same playbook, taking back control of their natural resources. For decades, these nations have watched their gold, their oil, and their uranium fuel economies overseas, while often seeing little of the wealth at home. As Niger's prime minister told the UN, uranium brought his people Misery, pollution, and desolation while enriching France. Ouch. That's a powerful statement. So, this is about more than money. It's about sovereignty. It's about a dramatic break from a colonial past and a bold, unified step towards what they call resource nationalism. So what happens next? Well, the world is watching closely. Our sources say that while no official sale has happened yet, there is a lot of demand. Potential buyers are reportedly lining up, including Iran, Russia, and Turkey. This isn't just a business deal. It's a potential geopolitical realignment happening in real time. Niger has now handed control of production to its own state-owned company, SOPAMIN. They're in the driver's seat for the first time in over 50 years. So, to recap, a French nuclear giant is facing massive losses, a new Sahel alliance is boldly reclaiming its economic destiny, and a $270 million pile of uranium is at the heart of a global standoff. It's a story of power, pride, and profound change. And it's a clear signal that the rules of the game in Africa are being rewritten, one resource at a time. What do you think? Is this a fair move by Niger and its neighbors, or a risky gamble? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more news commentary. Thanks for watching.